Is it possible to be so completely awake at the moment of perception that the mind does not record the event? Is it possible to be so completely awake at the moment of perception that the mind does not record the event? You've understood the question, right? No? Do you want me to read it again? Is it possible to be so completely awake at the moment of perception that the mind does not record the event? Our brain, now we're inquiring into the question. In the question is the answer. We're going to show it. We're going to inquire into it. The question. He says, is it possible not to record at all your hurts, one's failures, despairs, anxiety, experience, you follow? All the things that are going on inside and outside, not to record it. So the mind is always free. That is the question. Now let's start examining it. Which is, the brain evolving in time, its process is to record. Someone says to you, says to me, you're an idiot. That has been said to me often, politely and impolitely. And the brain instantly records it. You have accused me of being an idiot. I don't like it because I have an image about myself that I am not an idiot. And when you call me an idiot, I'm hurt. That is recording. The hurt exists as long as I have an image about myself. And everybody will tread on that image. Right? And there is hurt. I've recorded it. The mind, the brain, has recorded it. And the recording is to build a wall around myself. Not to be hurt anymore. I'm afraid. So I shrink within myself, build a wall of resistance, and I feel safe. Now, questioner asks, is it possible not to record that hurt as at the moment when I am called an idiot? You understand my point? Not to record that incident, the verbal usage, the insult, the implications, and the image which I have about myself. Is it possible not to record at all, not only the hurt, but the flattery? And I've had plenty of that too. You understand, one has had both. So is it possible not to record either? Right? And the brain has been trained to record because then in that recording there is safety, there is security, there is strength and vitality. And therefore, in that recording, the mind creates the image of about oneself, right? And that image will constantly get hurt. So is it possible to live without a single image? Go into it, sir. Don't please go to sleep. Single image about yourself, about your husband, wife, children, friend, and so on, about the politicians, about the priests, about the ideal, not a single shadow of an image. We are saying it's possible. It must be. Otherwise you'll always be getting hurt, always living in a pattern. In that, there is no freedom. And when you call me an idiot, to be so attentive at that moment, right? When you give complete attention, there is no recording. It's only when there is not attention, inattention, you record. I wonder if you capture this. Is it getting too difficult? Too abstract? Huh? That is, you flatter me. I like it. The liking at that moment is inattention. In that moment there is no attention. Therefore, recording takes place. But when you flatter me, instead of calling me an idiot, now you're gone to the other extreme. Flatter me, to listen to it so completely, without any reaction, then there is no center which records. That is, we have to go into the question of what is attention. Oh Lord. Most of us know what is concentration. From one point to another point, right? From one desire, one hope to another. I concentrate about my job, concentrate in order to control my mind, concentrate in order to achieve a certain result. In that concentration, there must be conflict, because you're concentrating, thoughts come pouring in, and so you try to push them off. You know all this, don't you? And this is this constant struggle to concentrate and the thought going off. Whereas attention is, there is no point from which you are attending. I wonder if you see that. Do you follow all this? I do not know, I'm sorry. One wonders if you ever given attention to anything. Are you now attending to what is being said? That is, attending, giving your attention, which means there is no other thought, no other movement, no interpretation, no motive, just listening so completely. So there is a difference between concentration, which is from point to point, and therefore resistance, whereas attention, there is no center from which you are attending. And therefore, that attention is all-inclusive. There is no border to it. Is that very concrete? Just not what the speaker is saying, just see the truth of it. That concentration inevitably brings about resistance. Shut yourself up. Avoid noises, avoid, interruptions, and so on, so on. Your whole brain is centered on a point. The point may be X, and so on. So what is taking place there? There is division, the controller and the controlled. Right? The controller is the thought which says, I've understood, I must control that. I wonder if you see that. Controller is the controlled. Let me put it differently. The thinker is the thought. There is no separation from thought and the thinker. Do you see this, sirs? Right? So you eliminate altogether the division. When one realizes the thinker is the thought. In concentration, the controller is the controlled. When one actually sees the truth of it, then there comes attention in which there may be concentration. I may have to concentrate on doing something, but it comes from attention. Have you understood?